And Merry Christmas to our friend Richard Davenport this morning. Richard, what's on the agenda tonight, man, since there's no Hog football to watch?
That's a good question. I don't know. Just Megan and I just look at one another and think about how much we love one another, I guess.
That's a great way to put it. Is she standing next to you right now?
No. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. We'll do something, I'm sure.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about with you this morning. I know recruiting's died down a little bit with early signing day, but there is some Arkansas basketball news, stuff like that. You wrote a good piece, RD, on Francisco Castro, new lawn snapper for the University of Arkansas. Now, Jordan Silver is coming back, the lawn snapper currently. What can you tell us about the 5-star lawn snapper that Arkansas is getting in Francisco Castro?
Well, I mean, he had a preferred walk-on offer from the University of Miami. That's his own backyard. His snap speed is top tier. When I'm talking about snap speed, I'm talking from say, from him to the punter is like I said, top tier versus most other kickers, other snappers, and very accurate, and that's why he was rated a 5-star snapper and the number 5 snapper in the country according to Cole's Kicking.
Now, he is an incoming recruit, Richard, but you do have some guys that have been labeled 5-star recruits, the likes of Devion Warren, the likes of Ty Clary, the likes of Byron Cunningham, Grant Morgan. The list is now up to 7. Richard, in your opinion, of the 7 guys that have announced that they're returning to the Arkansas football team next year, who, if you had to pinpoint one, is the biggest returnee?
Well, I mean, you have to go at least with one of them, with Grant Morgan, the type season that he had, first team SEC linebacker Arkansas has had since 2014. So you have to say him. I think Devion Warren is a big one because he does have playmaking ability and he can make things happen. In a big way at the receiver position, and kind of helps you also helps Treylon Burks far as not being double teamed and gives you another threat. Now, obviously, they got some guys coming in that are freshmen, but you have a proven guy on the SEC level already with Devion. So if I had to just pick a couple, I would say those two.
If you have a question for Richard Davenport, our recruiting expert here on the Morning Rush, you can send those in at 877-377-6963. This one comes from Larry McDonald, Richard. He's asking, is there any update on Natori Johnson, the offensive lineman from Georgia that's entered the transfer portal?
No, but I mean, it's a no-brainer that Coach Pittman and Coach Davis would definitely take a look at him because he's known to Coach Pittman and he recruited him, so that's something to keep an eye on. I would imagine. So, I'll be honest with you, I've been taking a few days off recently, and I really haven't dived in too much lately. But common sense would say that would be a possibility.
Well, based on what you had to go through leading up to early national signing day and the period and everything, you deserve some day off. But, Richard, we've talked about a lot of basketball to this point. With Arkansas basketball being in the thick of things, just started conference play against the Auburn Tigers, get the win last night. I know Nick Smith, Darian Ford, there's a lot of Arkansas kids in state that you're having to pay attention to. How much of your focus has shifted to basketball recruiting with the season kind of being right in the thick of things?
Well, definitely. With Coach Musselman and his staff, you're focused on basketball recruiting pretty much year round because they're so aggressive in going out and offering kids, and also that not only do they offer the kids, but they stay in contact with all of them too. Which sometimes schools will offer kids and not necessarily recruit them. That's not the case with Coach Musselman and his staff. If they offer a kid, they're going to recruit that kid, and he's going to be a possibility until that kid says no or makes a decision. So, obviously the in-state class is very strong, but they're also very aggressive in going after out-of-state kids too. So, definitely it's probably more basketball news now under Coach Musselman and his staff than previously, just because of how active they are in recruiting, and obviously not only recruiting as far as high school kids, but also let's face it, transfers too.
Let's talk about a guy I just mentioned, Nick Smith, out of Sylvan Hills. He's been flying up recruiting rankings, and I know a lot of people are really excited about the potential. His landing spot just recently offered by the North Carolina Tar Heels. What kind of player, Richard, is Nick Smith for those who haven't watched him in high school?
He's grown quite a bit, and he's filled out quite a bit over the last year and a half or two. He's about 6'4", getting closer to 6'5", and like I said, gotten stronger. But he's a guy that can score all three levels, can go to the basket, has good length, just has that ability to score and make it look easy. I mean, kind of like a Moses Moody a little bit, but he's a guy that just has a good basketball IQ, and you're seeing a guy that's really starting to mature, and obviously other schools are paying attention to that. North Carolina just recently offered, so he's definitely a guy that has the total package.
Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush. RD, a lot of people have been asking about Tykeus Crawford. He was once committed to your program, decommitted, ended up in Charlotte under Will Healy, and has now entered the transfer portal. A lot of people are speculating that he's going to end up in an SEC school. Tucker and Sherwood, and also a text out of 870 want to know kind of what's his status with the University of Arkansas.
That's something I'm going to dive into when I get back to doing my job. But Tykeus is definitely a guy that Coach Pittman knows about. He recruited him at Georgia. Didn't go after him extremely hard, but I don't know the circumstances of why he's leaving his current school, but he's got that size that you definitely look at from an SEC level. I remember seeing him several times during the recruiting process and just thinking this is exactly what you look for in the SEC, because he was 6'6", 6'7", about 330, 340, just very, very thick and just great looking body if you're looking for an offensive lineman. But don't know a lot what's going on right there, because like I said, I've just been taking a few days off, but when I get back at it tomorrow, I'm definitely going to do that.
Tanner in Tupelo, and this will be the last text we'll get to. This is more of a broad question and more of an opinion question than anything, Richard. What's the biggest position of need that the Hogs need to fill through the transfer portal? I know that Sam Pittman has stressed several times offensive lineman, defensive lineman, especially when you don't have a single defensive end in this recruiting class. But in your opinion, based on who's leaving, who's coming back, RD, who do they need in the transfer portal? What position?
Well, obviously, Coach Pittman, said it best: offensive line, defensive line. That's where you got to get bigger and you got to get stronger and be able to compete, because the SEC is a line of scrimmage league, more so than probably any other league in college football. But don't be surprised if they go a different route, or as far as another position. I think you look in the portal. If you see a kid who you think is better than what you got on this campus right now, if he plays linebacker or he plays tight end, you go for that kid. So I definitely think the line of scrimmage is where you start, but at the same time, if you see a guy that you really like at another position, it wouldn't surprise me at all for them to go that route too.
Richard, enjoy the rest of 2020, trying to find some solace in what this year has been. I know you said you're going to spend a little bit of it with your wife. Best to you and yours, man, and we'll talk next Thursday for the first time in 2021.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll see you, Ty.